All right, guys, welcome back. We're up to game number 2 here of the season, and we have this one at home against Taiwan. Mars FC, of course, we play in Taoyuan, which is where the airport is. If you've ever flown through Taiwan, that's where you've probably been through. I'm not quite sure where you would fly through it. There's not a whole bunch of places in which Taiwan is naturally on the way. Anyway, all that commentary aside, we're going to push out with the same team, basically, that we had last time. Let's see if Wenshihao can score a couple more goals and see if we can win another match. We looked really, really good in the first match of the season, and we want to pick up right where we left off. And let's see what we have here to offer today. Taiwan, of course, were the champions, I believe, last season. And despite that fact, most of the people there on social media that popped up right before the beginning of this match are predicting that we will win. So let's see what we can do. See if we can't go ahead and push them on out. And push ourselves back up into first place, which I believe is where we belong. Don't ask me why Taiwan Power is in first place with a goal differential of 2, and Taichung is in second place with a goal differential of 3. Something's weird about that league table that we just saw, but it's all right. And now we need to push this one forward. Bomba over to Wenshihao and can't quite find him. And the ball is knocked backwards, and we've got to go back and get it as usual. A couple of minutes gone here early on in this match, and really not much is happening so far. We need to get the ball back. We need to exert our control and score a goal. Here is Xu Shengqie, and it's a pass over to Bomba. He goes back this time to win it to Yan Yiming, then to Chen Chengjiu, over to Zhou Hongyi. Down to Menegong. Menegong looks for the pass up to Wenshihao, can't find him, and we have lost possession once again. Trying to win it back, and that's Chen Chengju, who comes very, very close to winning it. Unfortunately, he's not quite able to win it there, but wins it off the next guy, over to Silla, then over to Ndaye, who's got the perfect pass over to Wenshihao. He rounds the keeper, tries a shot, and it is deflected back and out for a corner. So not really a bad idea. I've told you this before. I'll tell you this again. We don't really have much of a corner routine. We're just kind of doing the default thing. And down comes that ball. It's Wang Chunxian who wins it, and that's going to be the end of that highlight, unfortunately. That was a good pass over there to Wenshihao, who's far, far beyond every defender, and he's trying to round everybody, and unfortunately he takes a little bit too long. I wish he hadn't gone outside. I wish he'd gone inside. If he'd gone inside with that, I think it would have had a better angle. Menegong now with the ball, back to Bomba. Bomba up to Ho Shengjie. Ho Shengjie over to Chen Chengju, over to Menegong again. Looking for that pass forward, and he finally finds Yan Yiming coming in from the side, and it's over there to Chen Chengju. And I guess Chen Chengju headed that one over. I thought for sure that was off the foot of a defender. But the game knows better, I suppose, than I do. Xu Shengjie with it over to Yan Yiming, over to Ndaye. He's got Wenshihao once again, and it's a really, really bad first touch. Good first touch, and he scores a goal. With a bad first touch like that, nothing happens, and they just knock it back to Zhou Hongyi. And we have the ball here for an attack right away. Wang Chunxian over to Chen Chengju, over to Wenshihao, over to Ndaye. And he's looking for a cross still, and that one ends up being crossed into the defender and off of the side post, and then back out for a corner. So that was an idea, I guess. And we came probably within a couple of inches of scoring a goal there. And there was a very, very good header that we won and came just again within inches of scoring. That was off again the other post. So we've hit the post a couple of times here in the early going. Wenshihao over to Yan Yiming. Yan Yiming with the ball over to Xu Shengjie, and it's over to Wenshihao, and he must score, and instead that one ends up rolling out of the goal, out over the front line, and Yan Yiming gets called for the foul from behind as he was a little frustrated after that one. That should have been a goal. I'm not quite sure how that one doesn't go in. A little bit bizarre that that one doesn't go in, and I'm not sure what we're looking at here. This is not a clear-cut chance. This is Yan Yiming making the foul. So you can see that the replay engine here in Football Manager having some problems here today. Menegong with the throw, and then over with the crossover to Wenshihao, who hits the cross again, or hits the crossbar again. It's the side post, I should say. And, I mean, he's had a number of attacks on goal today, but can't seem to get anything to go in. Here's Menegong again. He better have a better, Wenshihao that is, needs to have a better game than this. And we have hit this time the top crossbar for another goal kick for them. And so when Wenshihao is making me a little bit upset here, he needs to score one of these goals. We can't be hitting the side post every single time. Silla with it. Over to Chen Chengju, over to Wenshihao, and he passes over to Ndaye, who must score, and he does, and it's 1-0. Yamato Ndaye with his second goal of the season, and that was a pretty simple attack. They're calling that a counter attack. It wasn't really much of a counter because I don't think that Taiwan really had much of an attack before then. It was just us getting the ball forward and finding the open man. Wenshihao doing the right thing this time, being unselfish, and Ndaye is not going to miss from there. And that's a little shot from pretty far out. So, we should give him props for being able to do that. That makes it 1-0 for Mars FC. And here's Silla again. We're going to score again, aren't we? And Menagong with it. Menagong passes it back instead of crossing the bomb over to Chen Chengju, and we don't need any of that. Chen Chengju needs to not do that. And I've told the players over and over again, do not take that shot, but they feel they just have that need to throw up some sort of crazy, insane shot that's not going to work because it's the amateur level, of course. And Ndaye with another shot, and Ndaye makes this look like child's play, man. What a shot from beyond the penalty area, right beyond the penalty box. He just takes us here. And so we get the ball back. Wenshihao again with a great assist over to Ndaye, who says, hey, there's no one in front of me. I'm going to go top corner. And that's a hockey goal, my friend. That is a hockey goal, and it's 2-0 for Mars FC. And we're turning this into laughter. He's onside. He's clearly onside. And he just goes in and rattles that one home. He's a good player. He's going to be on this team for a long time. Young man, too. And Yan Yiming wins this one over to Ndaye again. Ndaye, and I'm probably saying his name wrong. He passes over there to Wenshihao, who shoots and misses again. That should have been an easy goal for him. I love the lack of selfishness. Ndaye sitting on a potential hat trick instead passes it forward to the striker who hasn't been able to score at all today and watches him miss again. So at least we're playing the game together. We're playing the team game. That's the game that we need to be playing. And of course, we win the ball in midfield again. Their keeper's done a great job of finding our midfielders, and Wenshihao loses possession very, very easily. Once again, he's having a real poor match. He might come off at halftime. I'm trying to decide what to do. And Bomba's been beaten here, and it's 2-1 now, as Taichung are able to score easily on the counter. Bomba did the wrong thing. I mean, this is one of these really, really poor attempts by the keeper to go back, and Bomba just is sort of sucking air. Zhou Hongyi doesn't do anybody any favors by not really getting back into position, but it's really Bomba who needs to play the man instead of trying to play the ball. 2-1 now, and Xu Chengjie knocks this one forward for Wang Chunxian, who unfortunately has a header that is off target. Might I add that is Li Chaba's first goal conceded here at this level after playing for almost 135 minutes. Xu Chengjie just misses scoring a goal, and it still is 2-1. And we are going to make a little change here at halftime. I think Wenshihao is going to have to come off because he's just not playing very well today. He might have the rating because of that assist, but I tell you, his attempts on goal have been really, really horrible, and I'm worried we're about to give up another goal. And we have given up that goal. It's Mansour Khan who scores his first goal. We've got a little flag on him because we saw that he has a problem with consistency, but he didn't have a problem with that here. And it was rather our keeper who allowed this ball to go through and really shouldn't have. Zhou Hongyi having a really, really bad game so far as he was on the wrong side. And we're having a hard time with communication there in defense. And so that makes this 2-2. We're going to have to make a couple of changes here because we should be dominating this match and we're not. Let's say we've been the better team. Let's just keep doing what you're doing, but we're going to make some changes. And this is the first one. Man, he's got a 7.7 rating, but I'm not very happy with what I've seen. So we're going to put Chen Haowei on. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take, Bomba is really getting the brunt of it, isn't he? So we'll put Chen Wei-ren back on there. And let's see what we can do here. Start the second half and see what's going on. So we're still trying to get used to this team and find out who our stars are and who our not-so-star players are. Menagong goes back easily to Silla now, and that is the end of the highlight. And so that's not always a great sign, but so it is. Chen Tingyang for Taichung is able to start this one off again, and that was pretty bad there by our defender who should have won that. Zhou Hongyi has won that ball and not given up a penalty, which is what we like to see. And then Silla is fouled, and that's going to get Chen Chihong sent off. That's a real weak foul to call. I thought that was a poor foul to call to begin with, but to send somebody off with a second yellow card, I think that's a really, really questionable decision. Wang Chunxian with it now over to Yan Yiming to Ndaye, finds Xu Chengjie. Xu Shengjie brings it up left side. Xu Shengjie back to Yan Yiming. Yan Yiming with a cross. There it is to Menegong, who should have scored. That was a really good save. And the score remains 2-2, but you got to believe that we're going to score another one here. They are down to 10 men. Menegong here with the corner, and that he finds Zhou Hongyi, who unfortunately is unable to knock that one in. Zhang Zhishen knocks this one forward, and it's going to be Zhou Hongyi winning that, and it's over to Chen Haowei, over to Menegong, to Silla. Chen Haowei, I believe, if I remember right, is about to retire. And that is Chen Chengju, who gets the big goal from the middle of nowhere. And that's a real interesting one. I'm not sure I was expecting that. Chen Chengju, I'm not sure is he playing in the segundo volante role. If so, then this would make sense. I mean, he just sort of runs up there and then takes the shot from range, and nobody's expecting it. He kicks it past 3 different defenders and the goaltender, makes this one 3-2. He's not playing. Yeah, he is playing in that role. He is in that volante role, and that's the reason why he did that. Chen Haowei back to Menegong, down to Chen Weirun. Chen Weirun with it, and loses possession, wins it back. Over to Zhou Hongyi, over to Menegong now. Menegong dances with it and kicks it to his man and then takes it straight back. Looking for Ndaye for the hat trick, can't find him. Yan Yiming now with it. Over to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi knocks this one forward. There's Ndaye, and it should have been a cross. Yan Yiming actually gets the cross over there to Wang Chunxian. Over to Ndaye, who must be offside. It's over to Chen Chengju, who scores, but yeah, Ndaye is offside. And the first time he should have crossed. The second time he tried to cross, and he timed it wrong. That was the problem. He timed it wrong, and he was pretty clearly offside that second time. Menegong with it. Menegong works this one all the way over to Yan Yiming, over to Chen Chengju. We're not trying to play wide, but that's the way we're playing, and it's up to Silla, of all people. Cyril Silla with his first goal of the season. That wasn't a pass to him. I'm not sure what he was doing there, so that makes it 4-2. And that's a really, really surprising turn of events here. When you look at this pass here from Yan Yiming is not really to Silla, it's to Chen Haowei, who's a little bit slow, and Silla says, well, I'll go take that. I'll be the striker. And he scores. It's 4-2, and we're taking advantage of them going down to 10 men so easily. Silla playing in that role is supposed to be on a support role, and he's playing like another striker. So there you have it. Chen Weirun now with it over to Zhou Hongyi, down to Chen Chengju, back to Chen Weirun. And he passes over to Menegong, over to Silla now. Look at how slow, calm, and composed we are. And they have another man sent off. Laya Sai's sent off for his second yellow, and that was a much more clear yellow card. They've had 2 men sent off now, so we should be able to score a couple more goals, I would say. We want to win by more than 2 goals, man. Zhang Zhishen knocks this one forward, and he knocks it straight to Chen Chengju once again. Silla now with it over to Chen Haowei, and he scores. Chen Haowei in his final few matches before retirement, and unfortunately that's going to be called for offside, and that's kind of a shame. He wasn't offside either. He wasn't offside. That should have been called onside. That should have been called onside because that defender at the bottom was over that line. Wang Chunxian now with it over to Yan Yiming. Yan Yiming back to Wang Chunxian. Well, let's get it back forward for our man so that he can score another one. There it is to Chen Haowei, and that one is just off. I thought it was deflected, but apparently not. It was a little bit hard to see from the camera angle, and it's Menegong with it over to Chen Weirun, back to Menegong, over to Xu Shengjie, over to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi passes back to Yan Yiming. Yan Yiming with the ball. Moves it up forward for Silla. Can't find him. Over to Menegong now. Menegong takes us forward again. And there is Chen Haowei, who scores his first goal of the season. He has scored in his debut for the club, and that's what we wanted to see. 5-2 now from Mars FC, and this is a little bit more like it. This is what we were expecting. I don't know if you saw it before, but there was a little blip here on the bottom left-hand side of the screen that showed what the momentum was like for this match, and we have dominated the momentum so far in this match. We should be winning by a much larger margin, and it would have been nice if Bombay hadn't made those mistakes, and if our goaltender were a little bit better there in the back. But it's okay. We take what we can get. And, of course, they knock the ball back to us. And Ndaye now with it over to Wang Chunxian. And that's the end of this match. 5-2, Mars FC with the victory. We are very, very victorious here. 3.74 XG. We dominated the possession, almost 70% of the possession here in this match. And we completed 84% of our passes, and we won headers all over the place. I mean, this was a dominant victory for us. And it feels so sweet, doesn't it? I will talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.